guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Skyhaven. Now, in the last episode, we managed to finally get our first flight onto our large stands that's now operational. We still have a lot of old stuff here, specifically this advanced early days airport station, which is something that we'd look at moving out straight away. One of the things that we do want to have a look at is see if they still make use of this slightly older runway. They should still be able to do that. It is the closest route. So we could potentially continue to run with this one for quite a while and only use the large one if it's absolutely necessary for the larger flights. So we'll see how that actually plays out. But the first thing we have to do is reschedule a lot of our stuff that's currently just sitting idle. Now, there's a bit of a challenge in doing this because we want to try and space it out as best we can, but we also have some very unique slots that we have to go into, and if we can, we'll just move some of these things. This is a late night option, right? We could bring that one in at the end here, right? That makes a ton of sense to just get it in throughout the night there. That's pretty good there. It is a yeah, it is. Okay, I'm gonna click the save confirm button all the time just to make sure that we've got that sorted out. So that's that first slot done. This is an evening slot, which is pretty reasonable in this area here. It'll come following day, which is okay. Can we do better? Not all services. Okay, so passenger services will have to be on the first three, and that we're going to kind of stick to that as best we can. We're going to have open slots every now and again, I'm sure of it. And it's not going to be the end of the world. Ah, interesting. I'll do a little something like that. Can you squeeze? Oh, beautiful. Look at that. It's a pretty good squeeze there. However, we do need to make sure that we never have like more than 3 at the same time here. So let's try and slot something in there. There we go. Now, there's a lot of other stuff that we need to do. There we go. We'll try and fill out the evening slots as best we can also, right? I'm not sure we're going to have evening slots for all of our passenger flights, to be very honest with you, but we'll see where we end up. Okay, so that's not going to go in there. That's going to go with the overlap. So let's start filling this up straight again. So we don't want them in number 1, 2, and 3. We want them over here. So and we can't do anything but numbers, right? So I do want to look at potentially upgrade or renaming these things a little bit, but I don't think we can do it from here. We can only do numbers, so that's about as best we can. So let's just start filling these in ever so slightly. We want to keep the most flexible ones here till the end, so we'll try and fill in all of the others as best we can first. We don't, and I'm going to go ahead and give it a little bit of a gap in there. We don't need them to always be exactly filling up everything at the same time slot. Do we have any more? Okay, let's do a bit of a save. We have some more night flights here that we would like to bring in. That's a bit tight. Maybe we can move it around a little bit over here. I don't know. We'll have to, oh, that's a whole day thing. It's yeah, these are not quite working. That's okay. It's another night flight. So I'm going to go back and do that again. Pull that one in. Any other night flights? Yeah, there's one over here. Not going to squeeze. We might. Lots of night flights, actually. Then we've got some morning flights. There's some more passenger flights. Just want to have a quick look. So I think that's it for the pure night flights, right? No more night flights. So let's give it a save there. Now, morning flights, that actually works pretty well over there. Another morning flight over here. Try and fill it in as we can. This is another morning flight. What is this? Oh, this is, we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that. This is both cargo and, both cargo. So we'll have to make a bit of a plan there. Yeah, these include cargo. Okay, well, anyway, let's get all the other cargo flights in there, and then we'll see what we do. we might be squeezing in some other stuff there. Any other morning only cargo flights? Now, all of these other cargo flights we can put anywhere. So, so let's start by just kind of filling up the rest of this stuff as best we can and try and offset it a little bit as we can. So we can see a bit of a stagger going on through there, and that's kind of what I'm looking for the most part. Now, these guys, we could move them. That one won't move, so we can push that one all the way to the end, and it'll only arrive the following day anyway, so that's okay. And then we can just continue to fill things up here. I'm going to try and keep this nice and full. Yeah, that's it. We should actually be able to get some additional flights to come in as well. So we'll do something like that. It's a nice stagger. I like that stagger. Now, let's save it there. So that's where we're at. I don't mind the bit of a gap and stagger that we're seeing at the end there. We've got some extra slots in here, which is pretty good. Keeping them open throughout the daytime is probably a good idea, considering we've got a lot of other flights coming in. Now, what we have left here is cargo and passenger flights. And so what I'm thinking is if we pop out of this, and I have saved it, so if we pop out of this and let's start our concrete ramps. Let's just go. So these are the passenger ones, and I'm thinking the first one over here, I might do cargo movements as well. So if we do that, so let's rename them so we know what's going on. I'm gonna go and rename it to, and we can only do numbers. So what I might do is, do we do 0, 1, or it just goes to 1? Okay, we'll do that, and it gives us 0, 1 in the end. So that gives us a 0, 1. And then we've got 1, 1, and yeah, I like that. 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3 as passenger flights. So let's pop out of there. This is to be 0, 2. Let's do that. 0, 2. It's just going to give it 2, but it's going to be 0, 2 and 0, 3 over here. And 0, 1, I think will double up. Sorry, no, not 0. 0, 3, and we'll confirm that. Okay. Then on the other side, we have the wrong way around, to be honest, because I've done this the other side. To be honest, this is probably better, because if you're going to go ahead and extend it, not that, but we might in the future, you want to start one on that side. So let's go back and rename. Actually, we'll rename this to like 4. So that we can, 0, 2 is the same, and then we'll rename this one to 0, 3, 0, 3. Okay, perfect. So that if we do extend it, we can go back, and then this one will be 0, 1. Yeah, that's a much better naming convention right there. So 0, 1s are going to be passenger flights for the time being. We might swap it around at some point, but anyway. And what I'll do is for the water station, the aero meals, the cleaning services over there, which we're not using. Universal Cargo Terminal, we'll click it, and what we'll do is we'll extend its services to 0, 3 over here. So that's fine. And then this one, yeah, so that should be okay. Or to be honest, we could extend cargo services to all of them, because we're doing a pretty reasonable job. We've got enough in here. So what I'm going to do is let's extend cargo services to all of them to give us that flexibility. And what we'll do is we'll just do passenger services here for the time being. Okay, perfect. So that should enable us to schedule those final flights. Okay, so we're very limited in terms of where this one can go. We may move something on that side as well. So let's pop in that one over there. This one needs to go in this slot as well, which means that we'll probably need to move that one out of the way, which I'm fairly comfortable in doing. And we'll do it a little bit towards the end of the day where we have some room. This one is a bit stuck in terms of where it can go. This one can go in here. That one, can we squeeze it? It's not going to want to get that gap. It's not going to want to do that. So if I actually, let's move this one back. If we move, okay. If we do this, oh man, that was so close. That was so close. And this is, okay. Actually, this one can go over here. There we go. I think that'll save us. Actually, that's going to be pretty easy to do then. So let's do that. We'll try and give them a little bit more of a stagger in here. I think that's going to be just fine, just so that they're doing their thing quite nicely there. We'll do that, get the overlap, and then this one, oh, hang on. This one can go anywhere, so we'll do that. Give me this one first, where we can put it wherever. Okay, so we've got some things there. So let's save it for now and see. So this guy needs to go in here somewhere. We have a night flight, but it's already being picked up as a night flight. So what we could do is we could just move this one the other way, right? And we can see about... It's really not giving us any room unless we... Okay, unless we do this, right? We may have enough room for it to go in here. Oh man, that's just not getting in there. Okay, can we swap? We can potentially swap. Yeah, there we go. Let's do this. Get that out of the way. We'll bring this guy up in there. Oh, that's working out. Then we'll bring in a little something a little bit shorter there, and I think now we're going to make it work. Lights is viable for morning and evening. That's fine. That's fine. There we go. I think that's okay. I think we're okay with our stagger as well. So let's do that. So we should be conscious that we can't do any morning and then what? Morning to evening. Morning, afternoon, and evening slots anymore. We can only do night flights for passengers for the time being, but we still have a bit of room. And we could now fill up some stuff otherwise as well. So I think that's a pretty reasonable schedule right over there. Now, if we wanted to sign some additional stuff, we could break some stuff and renegotiate. Of course, that's something that we can do. If we want to go to our cargo flights, unless, hang on, let's have a look. We don't have any night flights, right, that wants to come in. That's an evening flight, which we really cannot accommodate. Do we have any night flights over here that we can sign? Not really. So let's pass through. Sabina. No night flights. We've got this one already, but we can break it if we wanted to. Don't see any need for doing that just yet. No night flights over here. And this is all going to be cargo, right? Cargo. Okay. Well, now we just want some flexible cargo flights. These are, I think, we might be able to do something like that one anytime. Pretty reasonable in terms of what it's going to grab. So let's sign that one. We do not need 3.5 hours, but maybe 2.5 hours is good considering the amount of cargo that needs to happen. So let's sign that one there. I can't actually see that last one, but it should be fairly similar. So let's get that one in there. I'm going to do another 2.5 hours. It's interesting that I can't see what it's after here. I mean, I can see the services, but I can't see the number that they're expecting. But anyway, we'll sign that one as well. We'll get those in, some big flights there. We can sign some new contracts altogether. Anybody that's wanting to do passenger flights at night might be quite lucrative for us. We don't want to sign any more passenger flights just yet unless they're night flights. So let's leave that go. We want to kind of run it for a while and see if that actually does make a difference. So let's just try and sign a few more of these. Basically, that's kind of fairly flexible, gives us a lot of money, and we can give them at kind of reasonable time frames there. So this one and that one. Let's sign those. We can break some of the other ones as we see that become necessary. So here they are. I'm going to use the flexibility that we've got and fill in these earlier hour slots here. That's something good there. I think that is pretty good. We'll save those. So we'll get some cargo flights to come in. Actually, we're going to use those slots pretty good. I'm going to leave it like that for the time being and see how it goes. We also do need to have a look at what's happening with our fuel. and our cargo and all these kind of things. So let's that's been a lot of setup talk. Let's play the game a little bit. Get out of this, all of this stuff. Let's continue kind of running the game. So what I'm keen on understanding is how quickly we can service this guy. We've got another flight coming in. This guy needs to be out by 8:30, which is still an hour and a half away. We're not taking on any of these ad hoc flights at the moment. Got our flights coming in. Refueling should be fairly close to done. Then boarding will come our way, and we should be able to get this out of the way pretty quickly. Now it's just going to stay parked until the end of its time, but at least it's freeing up the vehicles to be able to do the other services. I am a little bit worried about some of our larger refueling services that needs to be done, but I think we're pretty comfortable with them at the moment. This guy's going to leave at 8:30. This one's going to leave at 9, and I think it's pretty much done. We're just waiting for the boarding of passengers, which is finishing off at the moment. And over here, there's still a few more services. 9:30. That's looking pretty good. If we look at this guy, everything's done, just waiting for its 8:30 departure slot. And this one is everything done, waiting for its 8:45 departure slot. So that's awesome. Now, as the 8:30 slot arrives, we'll see a couple of flights going out, and I'm pretty keen to see where they go. Okay, so that's good. We should have them use this side as well. Oh, yeah. That one's going to the other side. I like it. I like it a lot. So we're using both of them because all the planes are currently still able to use them. This is looking quite efficient. Quite efficient. And our money is looking reasonable. We're running out of fuel pretty quickly, but we should have a pretty reasonable fuel delivery coming in. 150 actually. Let's have a look. While we've got that, do we think it's time to purchase something bigger? And I don't know if we can. I don't know if we've researched it. I'm going to have to have a look at where our research is at. This is the small steel cistern, which I think they're still parked all the way over here, right? Yeah, there they go. So we'll just leave it as is. Hopefully we'll spend a little bit more fuel. We can certainly speed things up a little bit. We'll spend a little bit more fuel, hopefully, before these guys arrive. So we're gonna drop off, so take some more fuel. Oh no. So we've lost a bit of fuel in that resupply, but anyway, I think we're in a reasonable spot. We don't have a very busy evening at the airport, but we're trying to see that all of our stuff is now actually doing what they need to be doing. We've got planes coming in. That guy's going this way, that guy's going that way. It's actually pretty good at the moment. I don't think we need another large runway just yet. That one will do fine as the extra runway for some of these smaller flights. What is happening over here? Oh, it's not coming because we still have tons of fuel ready to go. I don't know. We'll have to keep an eye on that. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Anyway, it's slow going, right? So now, okay, let's keep running it. I want to see where we end up with from a financial perspective, and some of these things. This is obviously not great. So we're actually making money. Not a lot, but we are. We are. So keen to see this go. We should see some early morning cargo flights coming onto ramps 1, 2, and 3. They should actually be on their way. Where are they? No, not. Well, where are these guys? Where are these guys? They're not here, are they? Coming in. Did we? Yeah, they're the 1, 2, and 3s that's coming in. Why are we missing some of these flights? That's a bit weird, isn't it? We're going to have more fuel arriving very soon. These take a lot of fuel, so hopefully we'll give that fuel a good rundown. This one arrived going that way. Interesting, coming in on that side. Oh, it came up the wrong one. I wanted it to go on that side. Okay, so what we may have to end up doing is just providing it multiple crossing points so that they don't have to end up waiting for the entire length of it to be driven. We'll get to that. Our money is not looking too bad. This, yeah, we do need to sort out our resourcing stuff, but the question mark, why? PC 2323. Let's have a look at where PC 2323 would be. They would be on ramp number 13, which is this one over here. So it's kind of did get its services in time. Maybe we got a penalty for that. I think it arrived late, to be honest. But anyway, that's all good. Yeah, this is a problem. Well, it's not the end of the world, but I think we do need to, in terms of getting that maximum operational efficiency, we might just need to put a few more pieces in there. But for the time being, this money is looking pretty reasonable. It's going to cost us a lot to build the other stuff. So what I'm kind of wondering is, are we in a position to expand any of our stands, right? So this guy over here, if I move that away, right? If I move this over here, can I just add another stand over here and have it linked up? And I think I probably can. So let's quickly do. Both of these are staying on parking. Maybe I'll just, I don't know, it's just going to get busier, right? This is, so if I close this, oh, it's going to have to wait. Okay, so well, we'll just have to see if we get a time slot where these guys are actually, why? Let's just see that. Just close out all of this stuff. So you didn't get all your services. It's an hour and 15, and you're still waiting on the loading of cargo. So what's going on here? We seem to be in a reasonable spot here. We've got a vacant slot here, so maybe it's just, maybe that amount of cargo just takes a lot more time. So we should need to renegotiate. Just make sure that we're not cutting these things too fine when it's cargo only. What's happening over here? These are all done. So let's close that one. We'll move this guy out of the way. Presumably something like, ooh, that could work. Let's slot that there and we'll open it back up. There we go. So that should work, right? Now, what I'm keen on doing is let's get another stand in here. A concrete ramp is what it's called. Ooh, of course this is not going to work because the flights need to go out that way. Okay, so in that case, it's going to have to go in here, and I'm comfortable to do that. So we just do 3 of them. They're not that pricey, right? So we could do this. Oh, I like it. It's actually working quite nicely now. This slotting in this way. Oh, beautiful. Oh, beautiful. That worked so well. We could extend this even more. Though what we will need to do is probably now run a road through, so we don't end up with the roads going too far. We'll have to see how we just tie this stuff in. So give me my taxiway, the concrete taxiway. Can we do this and tie that in and do that? I like it. That's a bit of a mess. I don't like that at all. Can I get rid of that and give me a concrete taxiway to tie those together? Yeah, that looks good. I like it. That looks pretty profesh. Now, can we? Oh, that doesn't want to work there, does it? Why? Okay, let's take off all snapping. And the plan is, yeah, for some reason that's just not want to work. Can I trim that back? Right? These are supposed to be aligned. They're not. They are not. So that's definitely not going to work. That's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. So what we'll do, get our snapping back. We'll do this, and we'll run that through there, right? We'll do that one, and what we'll do is we'll clear this out on this side, right? So anyway, it's a little further to go, but that should be fine. And then what we'll do, I'm kind of tempted to, oh, they don't, that's not straight. Man, when it does that, it's really frustrating. So I'll do this for now, and we may have to rejig that in the future. But this is how tight I wanted that side to be. So I don't know why we ended up not having the ability. Well, it is obviously the other way around. So we might end up with these that wanting to go massively far away. Now we will go and rename these guys to 2-1, 2-2, and 2-3. 2-1, 2-2, and 2-3. Let's rename that one. Come on, 2-3. Okay, good. We will need to buy them some vehicles, and we still haven't upgraded this, so we might end up with getting that sorted out pretty quickly as well. Buy some vehicles here. There we go. There we go. We're not going to land any passenger flights here for the time being. So even though it's just a supportable stairway, certainly not necessary. And then what we want to do is, of course, we want to provide water there. That's fine. We want to provide fuel there. That's fine. That's okay as well. We don't necessarily want cleaning services. We don't want aero snacks. Could do cleaning services over there, but what we're really interested in is providing cargo. And then, of course, what we're also interested is in providing these flight checks over there. So there we go. So that's tied in nice and good. So there we go. Now we've got tons more room for additional cargo flights. So now we can speed it up if our services could actually accommodate it. So so there we go. That's looking pretty good. I think that's kind of getting to the end of the episode. So what I might do is I might get a few flights to try and bolster that. So again, with the cargo flights is what we're really interested at the time. So let's just pop through and see if there's any cargo flights, because the reason I'm not doing any more passenger flights, because I want to transition to the new terminal infrastructure, and we need to make a bit of money. So in order to make a bit of money to do that, I'm going to go ahead and do some cargo flights. So we are running out of cargo flights. So what we may have to do is might break some of them to pick up some of the other ones. That's a little bit more money intensive. So maybe that's what we'll do. Let's break off all of these ones. And what we'll do is we'll pick up these other ones. That's a lot more intensive. 2.5 hours, I think, though, is probably appropriate. So let's do that. 2.5 hours. I think I'm backing us for being able to load 51 cargo and 5,000 fuel in 2.5 hours. That sounds reasonable to me. It's not all of these services, so that's the one. Let's get those going. Royal Postmaster, I don't see this as being a long-term strategy for us because they're pretty low, so I'm going to give them a miss. Smith Brothers, do they have some nice ones? They do. So what I'll do is I'll break these old ones that are pretty out of date, and what we'll do is we'll pick up these ones, but I don't think I'll be able. I need to go and schedule first, right? Sign. Yeah, there we go. Oh, and I didn't pay attention. I did not pay attention. Anyway, we'll get this guy in there. That's I think that's a reasonable slot there. This guy, we can get that one in there. This guy can go pretty much anywhere, so we'll do that. Give it a little bit of a break there. This guy can go in there. Yeah, actually, let's move them closer to each other. So we'll give ourselves a little bit better. Yeah, that's something like that's going to probably be okay. We'll confirm those. This guy can go in anywhere, but it needs to fit. So we'll actually, probably now we should start using some of these areas here, because that one can go anywhere and it's pretty flexible. We want to leave this one open for a night flight. So we'll do that. Okay, and then go back to the contracts and sign the rest of these. One more night flight coming in, and then some flexibility there. 2.5 on this, I think, is the right amount of time. So we should be able to put one more night flight in there. Excellent, that's good. And then we just need to kind of find some slots for these guys. I think the larger planes is starting to look a little bit better for us. But can we, for instance, move this guy over there? No. Can we get it there and still get it to come in today? And then this one, we can get this one to come in today? I think so. There we go. Save that. Okay, so we've got room for, actually we haven't we haven't set up these guys yet. So let's get them in, and what we'll do is we might leave 20, actually let's go and do it this way around, and we'll leave 21 over to land some other cargo flights that we may want to get in there. So let's save that. Okay, that's done. And let's see, is there anybody else that we would like to bring in? We can go to the next tier here, right? So that one there, that one's there. Anything over here, we can renegotiate some active flight. So if we do some of these things, right? Let's go start from the top. Orville is willing to do a next tier. So if we do the next tier with Orville, we start seeing, yeah, some nice flights that we can run, but for some reason can't have more than 5 flights unscheduled. What? It is not unscheduled. So let's pop out of here, go run the game for 3 seconds, okay, and then go back, go into contracts, and now we, oh, come on, why is this there? Okay, now let's see, there's nothing there. Still not. What is it saying? Can't have more than 5 unscheduled flights. Now 0, but will be 1 after signing. So clearly there's something wrong there. If we go with Smith Brothers and we get their next tier as well at the same time, I'm not sure. Yeah, got some stuff there. Again, we've got some issues here. And we'll also sign, but what kind of flights are they? Yeah, they're pretty good. They're pretty good. And then this guy will sign that next tier over there. We want to sign the next tier as best we can so that we can get some proper stuff in here. So I think that's kind of where we're ending for now. We can't schedule anything. Everything seems to be okay. Let's run it for 3 seconds. Okay, everything's kind of happening. Can we now? Can we move? Ah, what's going on over here? So here, we can break stuff and get new stuff going. For the time being, I'm kind of comfortable with it. Probably need to break these, to be honest. We'll break them out. We don't have anything else that's a reasonable size. So I'm going to leave that then. Might be fillers later. Okay, nothing needs to be scheduled, right? Any. Okay, nothing needs to be scheduled. Can we now go and sign something over here? Now we can sign it. Some night flights. So let's start off by signing the other ones. What are we talking about? This is actually a little bit less. 1.5 hours, I think, is probably pretty reasonable for this one, given the loading of the cargo. Let's do that. And then we've got another all-day flight. This one needs to be a little bit longer, 2.5 hours. Let's sign that one. Excellent. Coming over here. That is a lot of fuel, but not a lot of cargo. And not a lot of money then, of course, but these are pretty reasonable and they're kind of all over the show. Oh, but we've got the extra ones now. So let's sign some more stuff over here. So what is this one? Let's have a quick look at that. So if you are having trouble with that kind of error there, just make sure you are, just make sure you've got, you run it a little bit longer and then go again. So this is not too bad. So let's just sign these at 1.5 hours each, and now we've got reasonably got that error going. Well, we can just start filling it up over here. This one will arrive the next day, so let's slot it in over there. That's okay. That one can get in there. That one can slot in over there. This one can go pretty much anywhere. Though I would like to keep it for an evening slot potentially. to do that one over there and do this one next to it there. Filling that up pretty nicely. Let's go back into the contract agreement, sign. I think we can sign all of them, to be honest. But let's sign this one first. That's pretty good. Go back, find a slot for it. Right over there is going to work a charm. That is pretty good. We still don't have any flights in our new stands, but at least we're filling this one up, and they're all pretty new and good. So that was, that's this one. We've signed pretty much everything. We could sign these that are a little bit less. Definitely want to sign these guys. There we go. We'll sign all three of these. 1.5 hours. Yeah, I think it's okay. And the other two are 2.5. Yes. And we may as well sign these two as well. They're okay. They should be 1.5 hour, 2.5 hour. 1.5 hour and 2.5 hour. There we go. Let's go and schedule them. We've got a night flight that needs to come in. We'll start it off by bringing in some night flights tonight. Can we get them next to each other? We can. That's beautiful. They're going to be right on top of each other. We get a night flight going in there as well. And then this one can come in. Oh, anytime. Oh, actually, anytime. We don't want to flop it in there. So let's go in there at least. There we go. I think this is looking pretty good, actually. Anything else that we want to sign? We may as well sign that one. So let's sign that one. Lots of fuel though, so let's just sign an hour and 45. It's going to be a little bit out of whack with what we've got. Anyway, all of this, I don't want to sign any of this stuff. And all of this has been signed. So there we go. I like it. That's pretty good. It could go, well, it could just go in there and we'll wait for the next day to get it in there. Perfect. Let's do it. Okay, there we go. They say we've got some more stuff to sign. We know we have, but I don't want to fill it up with random stuff. So there we go. A nice and busy airport now. Didn't get its services. Let's just double check that. The loading of the cargo. So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, we'll get out of the way. I think this one has been scrapped anyway, so I don't think we'll have too much trouble with that. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. It's been a bit of a longer episode, but I think we're in a good spot now to play it a day, make some money, see what's going on with our cargo and fuel stuffs, and then we'll take it from there. We've got some money going on, so then we'll start looking at that new terminal facility. Hopefully, we'll see how that works as well. Okay, see you next time. Bye-bye.